Hello everybody, and welcome to this edition of Mr. J's Geek Corner. Let's talk about anything and everything that is geek, whether it be TV, comics, movies, or video games. And as y'all know from the last couple of videos, I've been venting a lot on, basically been pretty much venting on DC a lot. And today, I'm not going to vent on DC per se. I'm going to actually come running to their defense this time. And as like I said, I've been basically venting on my frustration, what's about to happen to DC in the coming months, and what's been going on, all the rumors and all the things that's about to go on in the main comic books. But today, I'm gonna actually defend DC in one area that they excel in, and that is TV and movies. And as y'all know, last month the Joker movie came out, and I will definitely say, even though I wanted to point like, why in the world did the next big thing to come out of DC have to be something related to Batman? Well, I will definitely say this. I will definitely say this. I know it's related to Batman, but I do want to see it. If it's DC, and it looks really good, I'll go see it. And I'll just say, me and Ellen went to see Joker last month, and it was a spectacular movie. It was really good. But the one thing that kind of overshadowed the fact that this movie did so good is the fact that, again, here come the naysayers attacking yet again another DC Comics movie that dares to be big. I mean, again, y'all know on this show, y'all know how much I say that have accused Disney of sabotaging the DCEU, and I still stick by that. From Batman v Superman to Suicide Squad to Justice League, with the exceptions of like Wonder Woman and Aquaman and Shazam. They have tried their level best to destroy them before they get off the ground. I mean, you see how bad they sabotaged through the media and through Rotten Tomatoes and hearsay and critics. They sabotaged Batman v Superman. They sabotaged Suicide Squad. They sabotaged Justice League. They even tried to sabotage Wonder Woman. And I'm going to say it, due to certain kind of politics, again, that I don't discuss in this program, they kind of left it alone. Kind of left Wonder Woman alone, unless they didn't want to make themselves look like bad guys. But when Justice League came along, they unleashed all their wrath on Justice League. And that all led to where they don't even really have the MCU anymore. Not MCU, but the DCEU anymore. I keep crossing up the letters. The DCEU, the last ones that came out of that was Aquaman and Shazam. But basically, I don't really think I've heard that much about those movies because of the fact that they kind of really flew under, despite the fact that they did really good at the box office, really flew under the radar because of the whole thing with like I said, the DCEU essentially was kind of changed over to like the world of DC and all this mess. They basically rebranded it like the world of DC, and they won't really going to concentrate on the DCEU at large, even though it was still set in the DCEU. But the fact that they drew all the attention and kind of put their fire out a little bit on that, they kind of left them alone. But now you've got the Joker, and now you got Joker coming up there, and everybody talking so good, positively about it, and start throwing around words like Oscar buzz and everything. Here come the Disney hit squads. They start putting on like, they start saying it. Oh, it's going to. They start fear mongering and saying that they're going like it's going to cause this, that, and it's going to incite violence, and it does this and endorses that, and it just like basically trying to incite something to happen to make it look bad. And we all know, well, at least I specifically do, who is responsible for this? None other again than Disney. I mean, when you start seeing a DC Comics movie start saying it's something about Oscar buzz, I was like, they're going to. It's just they just couldn't stand it. And again, here comes a lot of the Disney owned media outlets and or some of them. Like I said, you got like Rotten Tomatoes trying to give it a bad score, despite the fact the audience score was really good. And the media out there, the shill media out there, trying to say that this movie's going to incite violence. And again, they wanted something to happen so bad to try to knock this movie down from the pedestal that everybody had been touting this movie on. They tried their level best to knock this movie down to the point of might even try to get it, would try to get the movie banned or tarnish it forever, just so it's trying to make sound like something it incited some kind of horrible violent act somewhere, but it didn't. And on top of that, it's now gone on to earn over $1 billion at the box office. It has done so good. The point that I've heard them talk about sequels, and of course I started hearing all of a sudden saying, well, it's got controversial subject matter in it, and supposedly it can't be nominated for an Oscar. I was like, since when does that stop me from nominating something with supposed controversial content in it? There are plenty of ones that got nominated for like Best Picture and everything that got nominated for Best Picture, and they've had plenty of controversial content in it, and they got nominated for Best Picture, and to show you that it's even more, that this ever had everything to do with Disney. The fact that later on, when they tried to knock any Oscar buzz away from this movie, the next thing you saw was Disney up there trying to basically, you had all these big names like Scorsese and Francis Ford Coppola up there saying that the MCU wasn't real cinema, and it was more like a theme park ride, and they were just saying all this, just trash talking the MCU. The next thing you saw was Disney up there trying to tout, basically say that Black Panther was right up there with The Godfather, and even trying to put up there a poster that said, for your consideration, Endgame for Best Picture. I was like, that's exactly, and it goes right back to what I was saying, right back to what I had been saying the whole time, saying the whole entire time about that. This is Disney not wanting for a second to have a DC movie go bigger than them. And it was, I mean, they didn't want a DC movie to get to top them or even win an Oscar, but they want Marvel to. I mean, the fact that like it won't too long after they earned like $1 billion at the box office, and talk about being considered, like I said, they're trying to tear it down so they can stay on top, even to the point where they're trying to say, hey, our stuff's Oscar caliber, and basically trying to get Endgame nominated for an Oscar for Best Picture. After all the trash talking I've heard about that movie, yes, they've actually people trash talking Endgame, saying it was kind of blah. But the fact that excuse me, but the fact that they actually think that they're going to put they would try to tear down a DC movie like Joker, something that is actually Oscar caliber to the. I mean, it was a fantastic movie, but to the point where they try to tear it down and put one of the MCU movies in Best Picture? Are you kidding me right now? I was like, this basically shows you the lengths Disney goes to make sure that any of their properties are top dog, or the tops at the box office, even so far as trying to get it nominated for an Oscar. I was like, whether it's a good movie or not, I don't know if it's necessarily Oscar caliber or not. I mean, that could basically go for any movie. I would almost say, like, well, if you can nominate Endgame for one, you might as well nominate Godzilla King of the Monsters for Best Picture, which I will say is also another awesome movie, and definitely need to do a review on it sometime, so definitely stay tuned. But the fact that they actually try to say that this is more Oscar worthy than Joker, I said that just showed you right there who was behind all of this stuff in the media to try to badmouth to try to get Joker put in the dirt, and it didn't work. It was Disney. The whole time it was Disney. And now coming up this year, you've now got the new Wonder Woman movie coming out. And just lately, it's come out that they're talking about the screenings for it were early screening for it was terrible. And they talk about this plot line and everything. I was like, you see what's going on right here? I was like, the first thing I thought was, see what's going on right here? They're already sowing the seeds of doubt and discontent for Wonder Woman 84 before it ever hits theaters. Just like they did with Batman v Superman, they're doing it with Wonder Woman. They're sowing the seeds of doubt in this movie before it ever hits theaters. So, again, I don't know if there's I think there may be a Marvel movie coming out right around that time. So there you go again, trying to tear apart the competition before it ever hits theaters. I don't know if that's particularly revenge for all the stuff I've heard about the latest Star Wars movie, but that's definitely a conversation for another day. But again, what they're trying to tear DC and keep them down and keep them in the mud and keep them where they won't advance over Marvel. And again, it's not working in terms of like Joker, because it's earned almost $1 billion and earned all kinds of rave reviews. But in terms of like the media is just going to jump behind Disney, and they're just going to slam the competition. If it ain't Disney, they're going to tear it apart. And it just stinks. It stinks that it just stinks. I mean, everything back in the day that I saw used to be more balanced than this. Everybody got a fair shake at the box office. Now it's either Disney, it's almost like a variation of it's Nerf or nothing slogan for Nerf. Nowadays it's Disney or nothing. Because again, it's like they'll promote Disney all day and make them look so good, even though the movie is utter crap. And meanwhile, you got another movie, way better movie from another studio, but it ends up being the same thing. It's like it ends up being a way better movie from the competition, but they're going to completely and totally tear it down because it's not Disney, and they're just going to say, "Oh, it stinks," all this, and yet Disney put a stink bomb out, and it's just like, "Hey, look at this awesome movie," and it's just. It's just awful to see this kind of situation, and the fact that Wonder Woman ain't even near in release yet, and they're giving it the Batman v Superman treatment already, and it's just sad and alarming. The fact that here we go again with this crap. But what do y'all think about this? Do y'all agree? Y'all disagree? What did y'all think of the Joker movie? Are y'all excited about the new Wonder Woman movie coming out next year? Let me know in the comments below what y'all think about this. What do y'all think about this whole thing of Disney trying to make Endgame Oscar worthy? Let me know what y'all think in comments below about all this. As always, like, comment, subscribe, share with all your friends, and I'll see y'all next time.